This is the key to your liberation. And in this video, I want to share what you need to do instead of that thing. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is an exciting video because I think a lot of people will benefit from it. And it's something that I've been exploring and having a lot of conversations with my girlfriends about it. So this is the key to your liberation and what you should do instead. So what is it? So in my last video, I talked about decentering men and how it's spiritual. And decentering men is the key to your liberation. And what should you do instead of centering men? You should center yourself and your pleasure. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this video, why it's important. So it's interesting. Decentering men, like I said in the last video, is really not about men. It really is about you and how you move and navigate your material world. And why I say it's important to decenter men and that's going to lead to your liberation is that because we are imprisoned by a lot of concepts, systems, ideas that are keeping us small, and we don't even realize it. It's really, really subtle. The energy of the patriarchy and misogyny is so subtle and so ingrained in our society that we don't often even realize that it's there. I had to come to terms with this that, like I said in previous videos, how I was raised and how you are just expected to change your beingness based off of how men are instead of you being and living as your beingness and your I amness and centering yourself. We often center ourselves around how men operate, how men are, what they want, what they don't want, and those kind of things. I hadn't realized it until I got to a place in my life and I was like, what do I want? And I was just imagining and letting my mind be free and just flow. And I was imagining and visualizing things that I felt were based off of men. And I didn't even realize it. I didn't realize that even in my imagination, what I was wearing, what I chose, where I chose to live, everything was based off of this undercurrent, subtle energy of the patriarchy and misogyny based centering men. And I didn't even realize that even I was doing it in my imagination. Think about it. We can imagine, we have the amazing gift to imagine and visualize what we want to experience. And oftentimes, even in our imagination, we are still centering men. Centering men. And I had to realize, I had to think the things that I was choosing to wear and present myself, was it because I enjoyed it? I liked that style? Or is it because I felt like I would be chosen based off of what I was wearing and those kind of things? And it's so subtle because it starts at such a young age where we are taught to center our beingness off of how men are and how they operate so we can be chosen. And that's what it boils down to, is being chosen. And so my things that, like I said in my last video, I enjoy men. I think men are amazing. I think they're incredible beings. But at this point in my life, I am not centering my life, who I am, off of men and how they operate and what they want and all the things. I want to live in my expression and my liberation and what feels good to me, what I feel good in, what I want to do. And honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. a lot of the reason why I haven't been talking about decentering men and the patriarchy and misogyny, even though even in my book, Manifest It Like a Woman, I have a whole chapter on misogyny, but I haven't been sharing it. I haven't been talking about it because of I was centering how men would look at me. Would a man want to be with someone that talks about misogyny? And I remember one of the things, I think this is what even I remember when I was dating, I was talking with this guy and I said something along the lines of female empowerment or something. And I said, I'm somewhat of a feminist. And he's like, oh, you're one of those. And at that moment, I realized I didn't realize, but I started suppressing that side of me of really empowering women and wanting women to step into their power and gain a sense of self and become full of self, all the things I talk about on this channel. And even talking about becoming full of self was hard for me to talk about because of, again, how would men view me sharing with women that they should be full of themselves and gain a sense of self? I'm bouncing. I'm on a yoga ball, so I'm talking and bouncing at the same time. And that was something that I realized that it was such an undercurrent. And I got to a place in my life where I'm like, my kids are getting older and I'm in a space where I don't have to live in this place where I'm at now. Where do I see myself? What would make me happy? And so I've been asking myself these questions. And I realize as I'm trying to uncover who I am and how I want to feel and where I want to be and what I want to do, there still is subtle energy of, will you be able to find a man there? Or all the things. It's so subtle of certain places that I want to perhaps live. And will there be quality men there? It's so subtle. But even in my imagination, I find myself with that pattern running because it's a pattern. It's a system that's an undercurrent energy that we've subscribed to and agreed to that we didn't realize that we were agreeing to. So when you center yourself and your pleasure, you become free. This is when you liberate yourself from this system, this undercurrent energy that exists. It's when you center yourself and how you want to be and how you feel, how you want to feel, what would make you feel good, and your pleasure. This is becoming full of self, stepping into self. We talk about the spiritual journey for women, which is to become full of self. This is going to lead to your liberation when you decenter men and what they want and how they want you to be and how you should show up. And you start centering yourself and your own pleasure. Because when you center masculine energy, when you center men, when you center the patriarchy, when you center reality, because when we talk about manifested like a woman, life is my man. Life is the material world. So it's this reality. It's the reality, the material world. Life is my man. When I center life, I am looking for my power outside of me. That is what you're doing. And so anytime that you're looking to life, the material world, to tell you about yourself, you are centering masculine energy. You are centering men. You are centering the external. You are looking to the external to tell you about yourself. And when we talk about manifesting like a woman, yes, life is my man, but life is my reflection of my beingness. So I center myself and my pleasure, and life, my man, is going to reflect my beingness back to me. That's how it works. You start choosing yourself. And oftentimes, when we are centering men, centering masculine energy, it's because we want to be chosen. We desire to be chosen. And that's why we center men in the first place. But when you But that's the distortion, because you are the center. You have to center yourself and your pleasure. But when you center men, this is when life reflects narcissism, abuse, toxic relationships back to you, because that's the distortion. And when you start centering yourself, you become full of self, you become self-obsessed. This, my friends, will lead to your liberation. This is the key to your liberation, is centering your pleasure. And so a very powerful question you should ask yourself is, who am I? That first thought, who am I? And it's letting go of these programs and freeing yourself of these systems and concepts that exist and going back to the original thought. Who am I? The stillness, the all potential, all possibility, and choose from that place. Who am I? I also want to share this. I wrote this down in meditation that I want to share because I think this is important that we start talking about this, is that awareness, the conscious mind, the 5% of who you are, was created for awareness, to know yourself as a reflection. It is the reflection of your beingness, that 95% of yourself, the subconscious. So the conscious mind, the 5%, was created for you to know yourself. That conscious mind, the masculine part of ourselves, the masculine aspect, is 5%, and it is our reflection. The light, let there be light, was created for you to know to see yourself. It is the reflection, that 95% of your beingness, your subconscious, the stillness, all potential, as me all things are possible. So the light, masculine energy, is created for you to be witnessed. And so in my last video, I also said, if you're at a dinner table, you're on a date or whatever, you're at the dinner table, yeah, you're on a date or whatever, you decentering men means that you are present and in your beingness and in your pleasure. You are present in the now, in your pleasure. And he gets to experience you. He gets to witness you. That is decentering men. Because oftentimes when we're on a date or whatever, we shape shift, morph into what we think that he wants, how men are, how they operate. So I have to shape shift, transform, and morph into what he wants so I can be chosen. Instead, you need to flip it. That's distorted. You need to flip it and be in your pleasure. Center your pleasure. Enjoy the wonderful conversation that you and him are having. The ambiance, the food, the decadent food, and enjoy that. Be present and in your pleasure. And he gets to experience you. He gets to witness you. You guys, all for this video, guys. I really wanted to share this. Your pleasure and centering yourself is the key to your liberation. I hope I laid that out pretty clear. It will break you free of these systems and concepts that keep you small, that keep you stuck, that keep you in a loop, that keeps you dissatisfied. It is the key to your liberation. Your pleasure is the key to your freedom, to break free from these systems, this subtle energy that sometimes we're not aware of. I know I wasn't, but your girl's moving differently now. Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I talk about feminine energy, spirituality, womanhood, all that jazz. So if you're into that, I think you'll like it here. Anyways, that's all, and I will check you in the next video. Peace.